Welcome to the Nehemiah Entrepreneurship Community Podcast. I'm your host, Patrice Tsague. I'm here today, back with us again, Ana Maria Lowry, the president and founder of A&P International. Ana Maria, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Patrice. Looking forward to this time.
Yeah, we prepared a little nice introduction for you. Victor, why don't you play that introduction so we can formally introduce Miss Ana Maria Lowry here? I think you'll like.
Ana Maria Quintero Lowry is president and CEO of A&P International Incorporated, an international consulting and training company providing supplier diversity business solutions for corporate America and diverse business enterprises. Ana Maria is a certified coach and trainer for the Nehemiah Project and Kingdom Business Coaching. For Ana Maria, the best recognition is to be a daughter of God, the wife of the love of her life, and the mother of the boys God blessed her and her husband with. And now, introducing Ana Maria Quintero Lowry.
Ta-da!
Thank you so much. That was great. That was great.
Yeah. It brings you back to Nehemiah Week, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We have never left it.
Amen. I'm going to have you and your husband come back for a podcast to talk about you guys winning the Coaches of the Year. Congratulations there. And so Ana Maria was one of our speakers for Nehemiah Week, and she did an amazing session that everybody still talks about. As a matter of fact, Ana Maria, I'm not sure you're aware that Nehemiah Week on demand is now available. So those who attended the week, they can go back and review and watch. I've been watching it, and it's just been incredible. And we're going to make it available as well for those of you who are not in the this year. You want to part and check it out. We're going to have them open. The on-demand will be open in the next couple of weeks for those of you who did not attend at a small registration fee. So be on the lookout for that. We'll keep you guys posted. Again, I'm talking to Ana Maria. We're going to deal with this the highlights from the Nehemiah Week Ditto 2020 as one of our speakers and an awardee of this year's conference. And of course, I'll have her come back with her husband down the line to talk to both of them about what it meant to become the Kingdom Business Coaches of the Year. But right now, we're going to go a little bit general. So Ana Maria, first of all, thank you for speaking for us this year. First, first, before we get into it, so some of our members who don't, our listeners or viewers who do not fully understand what A&P International is, could you give me a sense of A&P International?
Absolutely, Patrice. Thank you so much. Well, we communicate that A&P International is a transformational business consulting company focused in serving the global supplier diversity community. For those of you who don't recognize or have clarity in what a supplier diversity community is those compounded by minority owners, by ethnicity like Mexican, Hispanics in general, African Americans, Asian, also women business owned, veterans, disabled, and LGBT. Those are being certified by the corresponding agencies and recognized as business diverse suppliers. And once you are recognized and certified, you will have certain interests on the corporate America and government agencies to do businesses with you due to the tremendous encouragement the federal government gives to the corporations to increase the procurement from companies like ours.
Awesome. And so you help entrepreneurs who are in this diverse supply space, based on the ones that you listed, to not only qualify for that status, but also to take advantage of opportunities.
Absolutely.
Within that. Is that correct?
That is correct. We business coach them according to where they are and where they want to be, but we also business coach them according to the needs of our clients who are corporate America and who are government agencies.
Awesome. Ana Maria, what difference does that, give us a sense of what difference that could make. So if I'm a diverse supplier and I'm running my business, what difference could that make in my business to actually tap into this special designation Give us a sense of the impact in terms of numbers or whatever, so you can get a sense of what it could mean.
Yes, the corporate America and government agencies are required to procure from diverse business enterprises a percentage between 25 to 35 of the total procurement per year. So they had to kind of fulfill those quotas that each one of them are looking forward to reach. So if they have 3 bidders that are equal in the delivery of the project, then they have competitive prices, they have the qualifications to provide the project and delivery, and in addition, one of them have the certification as a minority or diverse business enterprise, they will assign that contract to that person, because
Wow.
it will be, even if you are in equal conditions, the one with the certification provide for them some tax incentives from the federal government, and those can be very substantial money return.
So could it increase the chances of that entrepreneur, that business, by about 30 to 50% chance of getting that contract versus,
Yeah.
at neck?
Absolutely, Patrice. And also as an overall, once you are known in this community of the supply diversity, what we have seen is some of our clients start with a contract, for example, with 250,000. That for a corporation is a very minimum contract, just to kind of dating to see how you perform. But once you perform and delivery according to what you have promised, then you can be invited to millions of dollars projects.
Wow.
So I've seen companies that started at the garage with 1 or 2 people to become multi-million-dollar companies, because the recurrence, you also open a pipeline of businesses once you penetrate them.
Awesome. And now, if some of our listeners are internationals, right, from Kenya, Madagascar, from Mexico, Congo, and different parts of the world. I'm sorry, if I didn't name your country, just let me know. I'll name it. From other parts of the country, not just the United States. So for those listening and watching who are not from the United States, who are not operating the business in the United States, could they qualify this? And if so, how would they go about it? How would they go about it?
Usually they can qualify and be certified by organizations in their own countries with their own government's incentives. Or, for example, Europe has an association between 7 European countries that are also in preference. We also have, like, one of the sisters who presented and won from the Nehemiah Community Week. She also is certified as a woman business owner, and she has done businesses in preferred conditions because of her certification as a woman business owner.
Wow. So which means if you're listening to this podcast right now, if you are not in America, in the United States, look in your country and to see what are some programs that may exist for diverse suppliers or minority-owned businesses or key business in certain sectors. You may also want to take a look at the IMF, the World Bank, the European Union, in the case the USAID. So there are different programs that may exist in your country as well of that sort. Well, yeah. Ana Maria, it's great what you're doing there, and we'll have you come from time to time just to educate our audience and listeners about the importance of being positioned as diverse suppliers and taking advantage of that unique specific designation. Now, let's say I'm not in America, but I expand my business in America. So I set up, for instance, I was coaching a gal today from Madagascar, and we're talking about a project that she wants to do that requires us to help us raise about $500,000. If this works, no, not if, when this works, remembering your line when this works. The opportunity for export is incredible for what she's working on.
Absolutely.
And so let's assume that we able to set up a base here in the United States, and that U.S. operation is minority supplier, of course, a diverse supplier. Of course, that company here with that partner here can take advantage of it, correct?
Absolutely. And always, Patrice, feel free to refer people to our company. We, even if they are interested in which programs are available in their countries, we will be more than happy to check for them and refer them for them.
Awesome. If you want to get in contact with Ana Maria about what this means and take advantage of some resource in this space of supplier, visit her website at A&P International, MPINTL.com. It's right there in front of you, MPINTL.com, and her email address is there as well. Reach out to her. She'll be able to help you and guide you through this process. Now, Ana Maria, again, I'm talking to Ana Maria Lowry. She's the founder and president of A&P International. She's also a certified trainer and coach for the Nehemiah Project. And she's also one of our vendors because she does our translation in our Spanish materials. And she's also going to be working with us to partner to launch the eCommunity Spanish platform. First of all, as you're aware, we did get the Murdoch Trust Grant. By the way, for those of you who are watching and listening, if you've been praying for us about the Murdoch Trust Grant, we did get the grant, and we're now working. Our team is busy. Pray for Portia, and her team is busy, and Victor and Chris Oy and Kat, all the tech team. They're busy working to get the game plan in place to deploy this new platform. And A&P will be managing the Spanish sector of the platform.
We are so excited. We are very excited, Patrice. We actually were invited this morning to present the program to the Hispanic community in the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce. And those opportunities are the ones that are starting to open up many things when we are ready to launch our coaching, our training in Spanish. There is a huge Hispanic community in the United States, and we are so looking forward to reach.
You realize that as this thing works out, I mean, A&P pretty much will be project managing the entire U.S. Hispanic market for Nehemiah Project. Are you guys ready for that?
We are, because we have been praying for it. And in one of my classes, when I was training, we see a great opportunity, which it means we have been preparing, and we know that God's time is coming to meet our preparation. So
Amen.
That's an opportunity.
I always tell people, Ana Maria, very, the word is not demanding, very, because demanding sounds like, because you teach us, you work with your staff so gently. You're very exact, very deliberate. Everything about you is, she's more than an attorney. She's also a personality. And I always tell our team, what I like about working with Ana Maria is that you know what you're going to get. There's never confusion there. And she delivers all the time and goes above and beyond. So Ana, we are looking forward to working with you and the opportunity to really serving the Hispanic market in the U.S. as we continue to expand in Latin America as well as South America.
That's awesome, Patrice. Also, I don't know if this is a time to reveal your secret of your book in Spanish or not yet.
No, we can. It's not out yet, but let's go ahead. Let's go do a precursor. Go for it.
Oh, absolutely, Patrice. We had done some translations of your books already, and the Nehemiah, the identity, and the destiny. But you just finished a one-of-a-kind book. So incredible. All the empresarios, entrepreneurs with the Hispanic community are going to be absolutely blessed to be able to have access to your book in Spanish. And we have finished the translation. We are just waiting to upload it in new design, in InDesign. And then start doing our training and selling your book and seeing how people are being blessed by you. So thank
Amen.
you for allowing us to be part of it.
Well, the pleasure is mine. I remember when Ana Maria gave her proposal, and I said, "Well, Ana Maria, so who's going to be your sales team?" She says, "You're looking at her." I said, "Well, say no more." She said, "I am your U.S. sales team," and she's an incredible saleswoman. You'll follow through your commitment. It's funny how when you and I talk, anytime you get a refer from us, you follow through. You're just, you know. By the way, where did you learn how to sell this kid? Tell me a bit, because lawyers are not exactly the best salespeople. I mean, you know, tell me. Normally, lawyers are great at the legal services, but if they don't have not part of a law firm that has a good business aspect, they don't do very well. But you seem to your whole track record in sales is amazing. Even before you had your own company,
Yeah.
how did you learn how to sell so well?
I believe each one of us has to be born as a salesperson. We had to sell ourselves wherever we go, Patrice. And we need to take advantage of the opportunities, take advantages of the talents and the Lord give us and multiply them. So when I was a little girl, I can remember my parents were poor, uh, with a beautiful heart, wanted to give us as much as they can, but I received more opportunities and were blessed with many things than my parents didn't have the money to do it. For example, I was chosen as the best student in the whole school, high school and elementary was the whole school. And I remember the school called my dad and said, "Mr. Quintero, you need to pay the tuition so we can give the award to your daughter as the best student." So my father went and borrowed the money so he could pay the tuition. And then they find out that the best award they can give us was a scholarship so I could continue studying. So from those times, we start seeing that, okay, I can maybe use some of my talents in study. And I start writing the booklets and I start selling them to my classmates in how to prepare for their last finals exams. And I did the same in college. I was preparing very well as a student and I start selling my booklets in how to prepare for the exams and the thesis and everything. And I won different awards. Even when I graduated in law school, I was in my final year of law school. I was invited by the University of Miami to come and talk about my thesis of degree, which talk about the teratology and the impact on the maternity leave, which is the malformation of babies from mothers working in toxic industries. So I talk about the right of the mom to work, the right of the baby to be alive without malformations, and the right of the employer to have a healthy team. So I was invited to come and speak as a student to doctors and attorneys at the University of Miami, but they didn't know that I didn't have the money to pay my ticket or the hotel. They will pay for all my scholarship. I had to raise the money. So my friend who was from Germany and who are very well known for delicious bakery, we start making cakes and desserts and we sold them, and I was able to even pay for my mom ticket to come with me.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, somebody from A&P, your team, they're very on it. They wrote this. I want to read it. Thank you so much, A&P. You got a great partner. It was such an honor to have our team to be a part of Nehemiah Week. What an amazing conference. Way to go, Nehemiah Project International Ministries. If anyone has any further question about of the beauty of finding strength in our diversity, feel free to message us, and they have their contact there. Oh, wow. So definitely reach out to them. And you have an amazing, amazing team. The
I
team
do.
spirit. You know a leader by the quality of their team.
Amen. Thank you so
right?
much, Patrice. But I also believe we have been so blessed because I believe that God has handpicked each one of our members in our team. They all are followers of Christ, including Renee, who is our vice president for more than 25 years in our company, being a Jew. And she got to know the Lord through my friendship. And that has been an honor, a very committed follower of Christ, our global connections coordinator as well. So each one has a desire to serve and love and really bring an impact. I have a little final update from our group number 3 from our group coaching. A week ago, we have a mom and a son who are part of the group coaching for cleaning janitorial services. They accepted both Christ, and the Lord used Samuel and myself to reach out to both and bring them to the Lord.
Wow,
So that's our job.
That's incredible. As a matter of fact, Ana Maria and her company, A&P, do the BSA group coaching, Business Success Accelerator. They have 3 groups now. And I mean, just the feedback and that we're getting from her group is just incredible. Ana Maria, if somebody's watching and listening and they want to get involved in your group coaching program, do you take members? You can reach out and can they participate virtually if they don't live in Orlando?
Oh, absolutely. We due to your example, Patrice, we were able to, before the COVID-19, develop all our facilities and deliveries of training and coaching virtually that allow us to become business essential. So absolutely, we have everything and we welcome people from anywhere. So thank you for encouraging people from anywhere to participate.
Awesome. So reach out to ANPINTL.com, ANPITM.com, A&P International. And then our email is there as well. And you can reach out to them and find out more about their group coaching program. Even if you're not a diverse supplier, their group coaching programs for any entrepreneur who wants to grow their businesses or launch a business. And especially if you're a diverse supplier, you get that an additional element that you're dealing with a company that specializes in helping diverse suppliers excel in business. And so you want to reach out to her for that. Now, Andrea, you were one of our speakers. This is what and then you also a judge for the business plan competition. This was your second Nehemiah week. So first, what did you think of Nehemiah Week Digital?
Oh, Patrice. First of all, I was last year also present at Washington, D.C. And it was a beautiful interaction, hugs from all cultures. The diversity was exquisite. It was very challenging to just imagine how you can bring the same professionalism, the same elegance, exquisite through virtual. But as much as we have a beautiful team, your team is out of the globe. All your team did so well in preparing us how to work with the IT. Even I am not too familiar with IT. They trained me. They had all the patience. So we all were prepared on time, and I believe that it was a hit. It was wonderful. Congratulations, Patrice.
Well, thank you so much. What impacted you the most when you think about, because you're right, thank God to our team. They worked very hard and in preparing it. What was the most impactful for you when you think about this versus the live experience?
Well, I love it that the diversity was brought into every aspect of the week. You started, and we started every morning with diversity, even from the worshiping. The sister from France really inspired all of us with singing, with the praising. our brothers and sisters from Mexico in Spanish. We all were singing in several languages, Patrice, and you almost felt like the Pentecostal time when the Lord was speaking in different tongues and we all were singing and praising the Lord. The devotionals were wonderful. Then, even during the judging, we were three judges, Patrice, and we were representing each one of us a different culture. And I appreciate that because I sincerely believe it gave confidence all the participants globally to know that somebody from their culture was understanding them when they were unable to express it in a different language. So I truly believe it was wonderful. You brought speakers from different cultures. You brought participants from different cultures. And I truly believe next year in Mexico, the Hispanics will shine.
Amen. Looking forward to that. So, part of the role that you played in Nehemiah this year, you were the keynote for Monday. You thought on strengthening our diversity, and so fitting because of the nature of Nehemiah Project. And it was a major hit. I mean, I've got a lot of positive comment about that. So give our listeners a bit of what, because the on-demand version is available now. So what can they expect if they go to the on-demand version? What can they expect to get from that particular session? Because it was a hit.
Thank you, Patrice. Well, we work with the DISC, the DISC module of human behavior. And our company has, in addition, applied the cultural aspect of the DISC module. So what we did was add anticipation, general information about the module itself, the 4 different quadrants that are compounding the pace that we relate, the priorities of tasks of people. And then we start talking how different we all perform. Because first of all, God wired us differently, and secondly, because our behavior is differently. So then we invite each one of them to separate cultures, behaviors, where they could choose to identify with themselves and learn how to deal with people different than themselves. This is incredible practical, Patrice, because we, for example, on sales, we do sales training, and a lot of people from 10 people that they propose, they usually only close 1 to 3 people. But with using the DISC module, they can raise the ratio of closing from 6 to 8%.
Wow.
So it's an incredible impact because you are presenting your sales presentation according to the way your client buys. And a lot of times you have 3 people who are going to make the decision to bring you over or to buy your product and service. Each one of them had a different complete interest. Like you, for example, Patrice, brought us with Paul. Paul is a great C because she is basically from her own culture and also for what she does in IT. She is very factual. She talks bullet points. And the excitement than you and I is different of the excitement than Paul expressed. You are an ID person. She is a CS person. So when you brought us to talk to you and her, we needed to reach both of you and convince both of you that our team is what you needed.
You got it. And you did it.
If I only want you, well, and Paul was not on board, I don't see what would have been chosen.
And that's a good point. And that's the piece, Ana Maria, that many entrepreneurs don't understand. Because sometimes they focus only on the key decision maker, the owner, or the CEO. What they miss is that that person has a team.
Absolutely.
Right. And so they need to win the team. And so you raise a good point. So when they prepare their presentation, understanding how to speak in such a way or present in such a way that speaks to each member of the team based on their disc profile is increasing the chances of winning the presentation.
Yes. We even for sales centers like the Wyndham Resorts, for example, one day it was so neat. I brought a couple to buy a timeshare. And it was neat because her husband is a completely I, but the wife who was bringing the real money because it was coming from an inheritance after her dad has died was really the one who will be signing the check. And the sales rep was only interested in the reactions of her husband who was ready to go vacationing. So I told him, I apologize. We are a complete different type of client. We came to buy and we had the money. Could you bring us your supervisor so we can go straight to the point? Because I knew that my friend who is a C will not last 2 hours of a sales rep talking.
That's right.
So, we went to the point. He said, well, I can give you for this price. But the only thing is that you will have to put 3,000 up front as a down payment. And will that be a problem? I said, no, that's not a problem. The problem is your problem that you need to go back to your office and tell me how much less is going to be when I sign the check for the whole amount. So it was so neat to see the interaction, how
Yeah.
even as a family, usually husband and wife are completely different. That's why the Lord put us together. We need to approach both.
So do you provide your clients with some of these tools either through your coaching or through your consulting
Yes.
and with sales or whatever? They can, again, if you need to get in touch with Ana Maria, reach out to her at A&P International, and you can get these neat tools to really help increase your sales, increase your working dynamic within the team, and make you better. And you also have a book. If your team, if A&P is watching, or Victor, if you guys could put the link for where they can get Ana Maria's book up. You have a book where you talk about all this. Tell us about the book.
Yes. Thank you, Patrice. A book is Cross-Cultural, a New Thirst for Diversity Engagement. And we talk again in general on the first chapter about the DIX module. Then we add the culture aspect. Then we talk specifics for each one of the quadrants. And each quadrant we identify with a drink, like the D will be an energy drink. The I's will be the cafe latte with different flavors. The S's will be the simple ones, just give me a glass of water. And the China and Japanese Asian culture will be a tea. And then we tell them the do's and not do's with those cultures. How they perform, how they process, how they connect. I cannot pressure a person from a C quadrant. I cannot pressure Paul. If Paul tells me we need to do this project one at a time, and if I come and send her the whole project, I don't go anywhere with her. But if I gave her a bullet point and allow her to choose and tell me which one she wants first, she will buy from me one at a time until completion. If I'm going to talk to Patrice, who is excited for the vision at the end of the tunnel, I can give you the price for the whole project and you will say, let's do it. And there are two different ways to sell. So
I love it. And if they want to get that book, where do they go? Is it available on Amazon, on the website, or both?
They can go in on our, right now in our website. In October, we will have the book in Spanish already. So we are waiting for the launching to launch both in Amazon's, but right now you can buy in our website, the English version.
Awesome. So go to the A&P website. You can get that book. I mean, I had the privilege to endorse the book. Oh my goodness. I thought Ana Maria is a friend, and I thought I knew her, but my respect for you grew. I was like, this is so innovative. I mean, because I've known of this profile, but I've never thought about it in the way you put it. Very practical, reader friendly, and a great resource. And so, Ana Maria, as a matter of fact, I think I told you one of my retreats, I'm gonna kind of get a copy of the books and kind of share with our team so that we can really, because each year at different times we get our team's books so that way they can. We use books a lot as part of development. I think your book is one of those because of the importance of the diversity component of it, right? And so
I would say, Patrice, besides the book, bring us, because the key is to see the role plays and see, oh my goodness, this really work, because there is no preparation. We just pick from the audience samples from the different human behaviors, and we see exactly how people perform. And you say, how did you know I am this way? Because of this, and this. We even teach you the signs, how to figure out people.
Oh, wow.
That's the key, because once you figure out the people, you switch yourself. We only can change ourselves. We only can adapt ourselves. I cannot force anybody, not even my husband, to adapt to me. He has to decide to do it, but I can adapt to him and bring him over. So that's
well, we'll do that. So we'll order the books. As a matter of fact, we'll make that the activity for our retreat coming up. We'll order the books and we'll have you guys come and do an activity to help us kind of team build around that.
That's awesome, and we and you all will laugh, and because it's real, it's fun, it's almost like when you go to a dinner theater that you perform and you are part of the discovering the mystery. That's who you will be.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm talking to Ana Maria. We're talking about the highlight of Nehemiah 2020 Digital. She was one of our speakers. And then she did a session on strength in our diversity, where she wrote a book around that as well. Ana Maria, you were also a judge for the business plan competition, having presented last year and this year being a judge. And you raised a good point. We've moved into, because we are a global organization, we noticed that when we only had U.S. judges, that there was a sense of bias by the U.S. judges. In other words, the American competitors were disfavored because there was subconscious. It wasn't always conscious. There was a subconscious desire to reward those coming from developing areas. They may not admit it, but there was a pattern there. And so, as we talked about, you even gave us feedback that helps a great deal. We decided, you know what, let's now start finding a judge from every region. So that way we have 3 to 5 people representing different regions of the world, so that there's not this North American bias, because unfortunately sometimes, because we don't expect high performance from developing countries, and they do anything. It's almost like if you only expect a C from your child, and they do a C minus, it's like an A to you, right? Because of that expectation. And so we made that shift. So first, having competed last year, how do you like that shift making that represent the regions of the world?
I was blessed, Patrice, to be invited to be a judge, and I was blessed to have Robert and the lady from French, very professional entrepreneurs who had been priorly in the stage and on the other side of being participants of the competition.
Yes.
So they also knew what to expect. So I was myself last year as well. I was a participant. So the level of excellence, the level of grace, the level of analyzing everybody under the same, uh, it was incredible, to the point, Patrice, that we think that we made history in the 25 years of the Nehemiah, because we were told we were the first team of judges that in the first 2 minutes we had totally unity in the first, second, and third place.
I heard that actually. I heard that. Incredible. And you guys selected Nina as the winner. What was it about Nina from Kenya? She was represented Africa. What was it about her presentation that made all of you guys just line it that she was the one?
It was very professional done and very professionally delivered. She knew her industry, she knew her business, she knew her numbers, she knew her strengths, and she knew her weaknesses. And she was no uh, misled or deceived about either one. So, for example, we asked her, well, you want to introduce your school as a Christian school. How much do you have of Christianity in your curriculum? Because I personally, my husband and I sent our son to a Christian school. And if they were teaching history, they will do history with a Christian perspective. If they were teaching math, they will have an ingredient of Christianity in math, which was fascinating for us, by the way. And she answered, right now, we do not have in our curriculums the ingredient, because we are working with the government first in all our accreditation, and then be able to become a Christian school. I love that, because she was not deceived, she was honest, she was real, but she understood and knew where she was going. Also, the numbers, Robert, a very C personality, uh, numbers is huge, and we all could capture since then the match. One of the participants will say we have 50% profit, but then when he did the projections, he indicated that it will be in the fourth year that he will become break even. That doesn't match, Patrice. And the three of us, being entrepreneurs, knew that that was not reality. So,
wow.
So that was very, very neat on the different areas. So.
Wow, what a good judges. Well, if you're listening, as an avid listener of this podcast, congratulations. Now, I don't mean to put you on the spot here on the podcast, but I was surprised that Mexico did not rank. His video was so incredible. Could you give a little, what was it about Mexico, why they were not one of the top three? Because I thought his video was incredibly amazing. Obviously, I didn't read his entire plan, but what was it that wasn't his video production kind of incredible?
If I could be as brutally honest as I always am.
Please.
The person I was talking about, things not matching. It was probably, the video was probably done even before the COVID or something like that, where they probably projected this is going to be this way, so we will have this. But then when reality hit, realized we may just be a break even, but did not do the adjustments in the presentation.
Wow.
So that was thing. Also, we realized sometimes, Patrice, as an startups, one of the mistakes that the startups we all made and have made is that we want to sell a lot and different. And we don't become known for one thing. And the importance is that you first identify, I am good in this. With the more the people know you what you do, the more they will ask you for the additional products. But when you start jumping from one to another and to another, you become not known for what you are an expert. And in United States, Patrice, unfortunately or fortunately, it depends where you are, you need to be known as an expert to have that authority to know why people should go to you and not to others. And that differentiator is so important. And the sister in Africa knew her differentiator. The sister in Canada knew her differentiator, and the brother with in China, he
in
knew. Yeah, he
Wow.
knew the differentiator.
Wow.
And it was very consistent, and also it was very clear. So that's probably things that we realized it didn't match.
Good advice. Hey, if you're watching or listening to this and you are going through biblical entrepreneurship right now or preparing to maybe raise money through GCAN, this is good advice, good insight. Know your competitive advantage. Don't try to be all things to all people. Be very focused and know your numbers. I mean, know your numbers. I love that. That's incredible. Now, Ana Maria, so the gal from Canada that you guys selected as third place, a story about her. So when she first came into biblical entrepreneurship, she didn't have a business idea, and she was very and she comes from a background where she's been abused by her step parents, and so very low self-esteem. And so Pastor Noella, who you know, encouraged her to hang in there and believe God to speak to her. And with the next several months of the class, the Lord spoke to her and gave her the idea. And she went from being the least of these in the class, quiet, somebody who you wouldn't expect much of, to actually being the top three winners of her class competition.
Yeah.
So she was number 2 of the Canada business plan competition. She actually was not number 1. And so that in itself was a miracle. Somebody who went, so many times people trying to take biblical entrepreneurs, they say, well, I don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm not as good as the others. He said, hang in there. God will speak. God will help you. And it did for her. But then the winner of Canada, who was actually the qualified winner for the North America region, got disqualified because of some personal matters. She ended up having to be the one now to represent North America.
Yeah.
And here it is. She ended up winning third place. I mean, it's an amazing story of just favor, faith, and success. So, what was it about her that enabled you guys to select her as a number 3?
We also appreciate her humbleness and accepting the input. There was no defensiveness. Sometimes we want to prove that what we are presenting is the right thing, and we don't realize that the judges have a lot of experience, and if they are giving you some input, it may work if you apply. We saw that on her. She was very humble. We actually talk about her prices. We gave her input, and we also encourage her to present numbers, and this will be an incentive for everybody, Patrice, to present numbers always in dollars, because when she presented, her numbers were in Canadian dollars. So Canadian dollars will mislead the judges because the prices will be different. So they could be no market appropriate. So we had to ask her, did you do these numbers in dollars or they are Canadian dollars? And when she clarified, then it makes sense. So that's something that we need to understand, and perhaps the people who are coaching them in their own regions, when they revise their presentation, I will suggest, Patrice, to be sure that they are doing it in US dollars, so it's apples to apples.
Good insight. And then lastly, you selected Asia, Malaysia as the second place. By the way, that was the first time that Asia has ever been among the top three. And that young man, he almost did not present because he almost went through so much personal issues, so much challenges. He pressed on, and you can see all his social media posts. I mean, he was just so excited as God's favor. What was it about his plan that made you guys select him?
I give you the answer from myself. I believe his idea works. It's very much what we do with entrepreneurs instead of an employment. So he is teaching students or recent graduates to go to work and be paid what he's been trained with a projection on a job that is going to be permanent. Our company does train the entrepreneur with the projection to connect them to the large corporation to win. So the beauty that he has is that the corporations pay the training, pay his services, and they pay the student who start working for them. So it's a win-win. If he does what he chose, it will be a beautiful concept and it works. And that's what I mentioned to him, that I personally identify and validate his business idea.
Wow, awesome. Again, Ana Maria Lowry, the founder and president of A&P International, the speaker of the Nehemiah Week 2020 digital, author of the book. Let me make sure I get the title correctly. Ana Maria, tell me the title again, please.
Cross-cultural and new thirst for diversity engagement.
I love it. Great book. If you want to copy that book, visit her website, anpintl.com, or reach out to her in her office. And also, she was the judge of our International Business Plan competition. Ana Maria, it's been so fun just talking to you about Nehemiah Week. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patrice.
I'm going to have you back with your husband to talk about what it meant to win the 2020 Coach of the Year. And when we're ready to launch the Spanish platform, we'll have you and your team back to talk about that launch. We're looking forward to it.
Now that interview will be in Spanish, Patrice. So polish your Spanish.
So that means that you would have to do the interview. we'll have you and Edna do it or something, so that you'll be a guest. How about that?
We will do. Thank you, Patrice. Thank you for being us.
Many people watching, listening to our podcast today, and as you know, the world is still going through the pandemic, and the U.S. is going through racial tension, and we have we're in a political season. Our presidential elections coming up, and both parties say that if the other one wins, it's the end of America as we know it. So no matter what happens, America will be over after November. So entrepreneurs are nervous, and as you know, sometimes the saying goes that when America sneezes, the world gets the flu. So right now, there's an uncertainty in the air because America's election, the pandemic, and of course, our racial tension. What word of encouragement would you like to give entrepreneurs who are listening and watching to persevere in spite of all of that?
Well, the inspiration is that America can end, but the kingdom of God doesn't end. So God is powerful, Even with the pandemic, we have been able to see how he has protected the entrepreneurs that are his followers. We have won PPPs. We have won grants. We have won. He has protected us, and the ones we all have gone to the fire. The different, Patrice, is that his followers will become jewels at the end of the pandemic, at the end of the when we know if there is a Republican or Democratic or whatever. At the end of the election, we will become jewels no matter who wins, but the others will become ashes. So when you go into the fire, you become one or the other. So yes, many will become ashes because they do everything on their own strength. We, his followers, will become jewels because we follow him and our success is on him, not on who is doing.
Ooh, if you guys missed that one, there's a hole in your soul. I want to repeat what you just said. The first thing you said was America can end. But you repeat that? I love that statement. America can end, but the Lord is faithful. So what it helps me to take my eye and focus off of the world and the world system.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So that's the first thing. Jesus is Lord no matter what.
Yep.
That's coming from an American who says America can end, but the will of God prevails. And then secondly, whatever trials we're going through, in the end, those who are called by his name will be proven by becoming, what was the term you used?
A jewel.
A jewels. I love it. But then
because
if you're
you
not,
go to the fire, when you are melting the silver or the gold, they go to the fire and you have your jewel at the end after the fire.
I love it. So hey, if you believe that, I want you guys to say amen. I personally say amen. Ana Maria,
Amen.
Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your partnership and your friendship. We're looking forward to having you back. Ana Maria Lowry, the author of the book Diversity. I want to say the name of the book right. Cross-cultural diversity. A thirst for a new
diversity engagement.
Diversity engagement. She's also the founder and president of A&P International, a company that helps entrepreneurs to perform and prevail in the diversity space, helping them acquire contract through multinationals as well as large corporations, giving them that advantage with her coaching program. She also hosts the Business Success Accelerator. If you want to be a part of that, reach out to her office. They also do translation, cross-culture training, sales training, all kinds of things. If you want more information about her, reach out to her, anpinternational.com, anpinternational.com, or call her office. Ana Maria, again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Patrice. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, don't you leave yet, because I want to pray for you guys. Before I do, if you want more information about the Nehemiah Project, visit our website at nehemiahecommunity.com, nehemiahecommunity.com. There you can learn about who we are and how we can come alongside you and provide you with training, coaching, and access to capital. And then also how you can become a part of our community so that together we can transform the world. With that said, let me pray for you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord enable you to steward those talents that are under your care and to steward them in such a way that one day you will hear those words, well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. Guess what? He'll now make you rule over much. God bless you. Ana Maria, thank you again.
Thank you,
guys.
Thank you so much.